Some years ago, I went for a particular tech seminar. I will not mention the topics that were covered in the seminar, but I just went for a tech seminar many years ago. You know, while I was going, in fact, I've concluded everything, on going for that seminar. I had money for registration. The only thing I just needed was the approval of my parents, because then I was still living with my parents. Just needed their approval. These two, I already told them that they came, granted me approval. I had a motorcycle, there was a motorcycle I was using then, which I still have till date. So to tell you that it's been long, I've been using that motorcycle before I had all that, and stuff like. It's a motorcycle that has a very unique kind of engine. So what I'm telling you now, I traveled for a distance of over 150 kilometers away from my city. So for you to know that where I went to is not a close by city. While on my way, just about 15 minutes into the journey, it started raining. When I say raining heavily. Guess what? I was going for that seminar. I had my backpack on. Also, I had my writing materials, my mobile phones, everything inside the backpack. My mobile phone and the rest of them. Remember, I'm saying it was a tech seminar, so you should know the kind of things I'm expected to go with. Halfway, it started raining. The nature of the rain is not something that, and remember, time is not on my side, and I have to drive for at least 1 hour, 30 minutes, which is the exact duration that it will take from that particular time for the seminar to start in the city where I was riding to. I summoned courage. I said, this particular rain that is falling, if I stop, I don't know when this particular rain will stop falling, then I proceed my journey. So I said, the worst that can happen is that my clothes will be drenched. That's the worst that can happen. So, inside the rain, I continued my driving, drove, and after about another 10 minutes, the other parts I drove into, it was no longer rain. I continued the journey. Then after about 1 hour, I met the rain again at the front. I continued like that. Then after some minutes, it stopped. If I got to the main city, it was not raining anymore. But, it was as if it just, the weather just rained few minutes ago, but, the weather is still dull, but there's now sunshine. I got to the city based on the fact that, sun did, hit me by virtue of leaving the part where it rained. And, my clothes were already, they started drying and stuff like that. Now, what made me to be able to attend that particular seminar? That seminar opened my eyes to a lot of things in the tech. Before I even, went for that seminars or that lectures, classes before, I'm now fully engrossed in tech and, stuff like that. So, if I were not prepared enough, that particular rain that I rode into on that particular journey, it would have prevented me from continuing that journey, or just even maybe riding back home and say to go tell my people that I'm not going anymore. It's raining heavily and I can't go under the rain. So my question for you is, how prepared are you for tough times? How prepared are you for tough times? Or are you expecting tough time? You say, I know you are saying now, God forbid, tough time is not my portion. I'm not saying tough time is your portion, but unless you accept the reality of things that, we cannot fully or completely shy away from tough times, it shall surely come, or it will fully come, and we have to be prepared for it and, have the best of strategy to manage it when it comes, then you are not ready for growth and you're not ready for success. You are not ready for development, because tough times shall come. And there is a saying that, tough times don't last. It is tough people that do last. If you're not prepared for that particular tough time, when it comes, it might just be your ending. Now, ending does not necessarily mean that, that will be your end in life. But, it can actually be that, that can just be your zenith in whatever thing that you intend achieving in life. That means you may not be able to achieve higher than that. You understand? So that's what I'm actually saying. We've gone to do live streaming for people, and while we were going, we went with rechargeable lights. When we say rechargeable lights, I mean LED lights, the version that their batteries are rechargeable, not the ones that you have to connect to power for them to come on. So those were the kind of lights we went with. Mind you, we were promised fully by those who went to stream these particular events for that. They have good light and stuff like that. That we shouldn't bother about light, But guess what? We carry those particular equipment, a lot of lights, technical equipment for sound and the rest of them. Mind, guess what? Halfway into the streaming, power went out. They tried everything. A backup system came, but it was not able to carry the kind of lights that we actually went with. Do you know what we had to resort to? Our team had to resort. We had to resort to the rechargeable lights, rechargeable LED lights, and that was how we were able to manage such a scenario. And in as much as those people would not admit the boast that they had made, as that they had, that light was not an issue. It will not be an issue of quality delivery. That means on our own side, you are the expert. You know what best to bring. You've been paid for this job. You understand? At the end, when we gave them the clip and the rest of them, they appreciated it and they were happy. Now, what am I trying to tell you? If you are not prepared for tough times, when tough time comes, they will take you unaware and it will affect you so negatively, and you might find it difficult to forgive yourself of the mistake that you've made. And in not forgiving yourself of that mistake that you actually made, it will take you time. The time you're supposed to let go and focus on growing and developing yourself, to ensure that such scenarios, such mistakes never happen again. You won't actually focus on it. Hence, you'll still be pondering on the negative event that had happened in the past. So today, I'm telling you that, in whatever thing that you are doing at the moment, do not give up. Unless you do not see or you do not believe that that particular thing can bring a result that is worthwhile. But if it can bring a result that is worthwhile, if it can bring a positive result, if it can bring a transforming result, I'm telling you that, do not give up on it. However, before the tough times in that particular thing happen, be prepared, expect it, know that, wish for the best, pray for the best, but also so to yourself that if tough time comes, I will dominate and I will win. God will give me the wisdom to overcome it. Let me tell you something. Job, or if you happen to be a Christian, Job in the Bible, he saw tough times. Moses in the Bible, he saw tough times. Moses was just leading his cow or his head or his sheep rather on Mount Horeb. The next thing, a burning bush appeared. There was a burning bush. That was the beginning of the trouble he had for 40 years. But guess what? He overcame. By being one of the greatest prophets among the children of Israel. One of the greatest leaders among them. Or is it Jesus? He had tough times. The people he fed with 2 fishes, 5 loaves of bread. In one of the scenarios that he fed 5,000 men, excluding women and children. And you know that in every population, children are usually much, women are usually more. So if Jesus Christ fed 5,000 men, that is, if that particular population as a whole were summated, it can be possible that Jesus Christ fed at least 15,000 persons in that particular single meeting. But where were those people when he was crucified? So in your tough times, don't expect that, it will be this person that will come and show up for you. Just believe that, you will be able to win. Believe God, believe in yourself, believe in the capabilities that God has given to you. And let me tell you, I said it in the beginning that for you to ascend to a particular height, there must be challenges. Somebody once said that for every new level, there is a new devil. That means for growth to happen, you must overcome a certain plateau. You must overcome a certain challenge in that particular thing that you're actually doing. It is you overcoming that particular challenge that will now catapult you or now skyrocket you to the next phase of growth in that particular line of career, job, business, education, or the rest of it. So today, I'm admonishing you once again, don't give up. Tough times shall come. Tough times don't last. It is tough people that do. And have a philosophy that you will always win and ensure that that philosophy becomes a reality. This is the DEFISIL Podcast. Do what to like this video, and I'll talk to you